How's it going, everybody? So I'm back again, this time with another movie review. This time we're talking about the sophomore effort from Jordan Peele, Us. Now, Us is definitely one of my most anticipated films of 2019. Get Out was such a phenomenal film back in 2017. Fun fact, my first ever review on this channel was actually for Get Out, so kind of have a personal connection, I suppose. But like I said, Jordan Peele, Get Out, such an amazing film. This is his sophomore effort, so this is, it's kind of like you're make it or break it. You always, you can get your one hit, but you don't know if you're ever going to get that second hit, because there's some directors out there that are still grasping for that second hit, and honestly, I think he not only just, got his second hit, but he really knocked it out of the park, because I really enjoyed Us, actually. With this film, I definitely feel like Jordan Peele cemented his status as one of the better horror directors of the 21st century, because not only is this a really creepy film, but it's a very well-crafted story as well, which I was genuinely impressed with. I mean, I knew that he had a really great writing style from Get Out, but I think it's actually just as good in Us. Because this isn't your typical horror film with cheap jump scares and stuff like that. This actually is a very well-crafted story with really a lot of layers behind it as well. It's one of those films I think you definitely need to watch multiple times if that's one you want to call it a negative, but I actually think that's really interesting that you can actually see this movie and see a lot of the symbolism and the stuff Jordan Peele is going for with multiple viewings, because there's certain elements that I did notice, but I didn't completely understand, but I definitely feel like if I watch it again, I would understand it more. It's just one of those really well-crafted movies that gets you thinking. I think Get Out did the same thing, but I think Us is another one of those examples. But it works really well, though. I actually really enjoyed that aspect. Overall, just the overarching theme of this film is just creepy in general, so I definitely got a creepy vibe just going into it. And then as you see the story unfold with these doppelgangers showing up and the stuff that ensues once they show up, it just is just genuinely really creepy. It was just one of those really creepy moments because you don't entirely know what their whole deal is, and you kind of figure out as the movie goes on. It's just so much tension, and it's really well paced. I was really impressed by the pacing, because this movie's a little under 2 hours long, and it really didn't feel like it. It was just really well placed. I just really didn't feel bored at all. I was just on the edge of my seat the whole time, and I feel like that's a sign of a good movie when it's almost 2 hours long and you're not bored whatsoever the entire runtime. The film isn't all scares, though. There actually is a fair share of humor as well, since Jordan Peele is from the comedic world. It actually works very well to kind of relieve some of the tension, just because you kind of are on the edge of your seat sometimes, and there actually is some really funny humor, some really good dialogue exchange, especially from Winston Duke, who I think kind of steals the show in some scenes with his humor. It doesn't take you out of the film whatsoever. It actually is really good timing. I'm really impressed with that, because I've not really seen Winston Duke in anything other than Black Panther as M'Baku. So I'm actually really impressed with him. I hope he continues to do really good roles, because I actually kind of think he's a really good up-and-coming star, because he can be serious and he also has really good comedic timing. And it is kind of interesting, the correlation between comedy and horror, and just how well it works for Jordan Peele to go from the comedic world to the horror world. It's funny how that works, at least to me anyways. And although I pretty much think everyone gave great performances, I do think Lupita Nyong'o was one step above everyone else. She was phenomenal. Honestly, I think she gave us our first Academy Award-worthy performance of the entire year so far. It is March, so it is early, but I definitely think she is the first early contender. So she was phenomenal, not only just as herself in the leading role, but as the doppelganger as well, because they're two completely different characters, and she shows such a wide range with each one, because you obviously get really personal with the regular character, and just definitely you just go on this journey with her, and you really feel for her throughout the movie, the highs and lows, because she goes through a lot throughout this movie. But also as this doppelganger, when she's in the red jumpsuit, she's terrifying. Like, in one moment you feel bad for her and you want to see her make it out, and then she's also this really creepy character as well, just really unsettling, not only just with her body language, but the things that she does and the things she says. So she's actually really great in both roles. I was really surprised by the dual role. Of course, pretty much everybody in the family has a dual role, but I think she did the best with material for both sides. And one final thing I really have to praise, actually, is the score. I'm usually not a big score person, but the score for this film was just really chilling and really creepy, and just the way they incorporated I Got Five on it so many times in just such creepy ways. I don't think I'm ever going to be able to listen to that song in the same light again, just because of the way it's used so perfectly just to make scary things more scary. It's kind of like what they did with certain songs in like the Insidious franchise and the Conjuring franchise. They just make a regular song and they just make it super creepy for some reason, and now I can't listen to that song anymore. But I was really impressed with the score. I'm not a big score person, but I definitely feel like this is a very phenomenal score that you could listen to on its own right and still think it's a really great score. With all that being said, I definitely recommend you check out Us when it comes out this Friday. It's such a great horror film. Really great follow-up from Jordan Peele as well. I mean, he's on fire lately between this, and he's also got The Twilight Zone coming up at the very beginning of April. He's also one of the voices in Toy Story, so he's on a really good hot streak right now after Get Out. So I'm really glad to see him blossom into this bigger character in the horror genre, especially because he's obviously he's very good at the horror genre. So definitely recommend you check out the film. I'd probably have to give this an A if I was giving a grading system, if you're curious what my grade is for the film. Because it's got really great scares, it's got multiple layers that you can peel back and definitely dissect this film a little bit more. You definitely wanted to dissect this film a little bit more. I definitely need to see it a couple more times, just so I get some of the symbolism and the stuff they were going for. But let me know in the comment section down below, what did you think of Us when you checked it out? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Did you like it more than Get Out? Did you like Get Out more? Let's get a discussion going in the comments about the film if you've seen it. If you haven't seen it, let me know what you thought. Are you excited for the film as well? But thank you so much for checking out my review. If you enjoyed it, feel free to give it a like, hit that subscribe button so you can keep up to date with our movie reviews, trailer reactions, unboxings, and more. But until the next time, I'll see you guys later.